Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel The Trading Game, the channel where you get all the stock market related information, news and financial education. Today is 24/6, 2020 and we are going to look into ICICI Bank. So today's stock will be ICICI Bank. We'll be doing the analysis of this stock today. And before that, as usual, we'll be looking into today's market update. We'll be looking how the market behaved today, especially Nifty and Bank Nifty. We'll be going through the numbers and we'll be analyzing that. Okay, so before starting that, my request for the new guys here who are here in the channel for the first time, please do subscribe the channel and please hit a like so that it will give some motivation for me to give further good videos. Okay, so with that, let's start the session, and you can see that today Nifty, in fact, Nifty market fell a bit, bit in the sense it was kind of on a higher side. So you can see here, market opened a gap up. It was around 50, 60 points on the higher side, but from there, obviously it made a open high and from there it fell almost like a 270 to 80 points when talking about Nifty, and it closed at around 1.58 percentage lower, which is a kind of a big number for this Nifty. And coming to Bank Nifty, so here this was a main culprit, Bank Nifty, wherein the market was pulled a lot, because as you can see here, yesterday's closure was 22264 and it opened at 2247, and meaning it opened gap up of around 200 plus points. In fact, it was almost around a percentage, but you can see here, after opening it made exactly at the high, so open was exactly equal to high. So and there itself it gave an indication that it is going to drop heavily, and at the end of the day you can see from the high of the day it almost shed around 1100 points, so which is a huge one, which is kind of almost a 5 percentage from the open, and it closed at last at 21,426, which is at 3.76 percentage. And you can observe that since many days market is continuously moving up, and today was a kind of start of the short selling. And in fact, in my previous earlier videos I was telling everyone that short selling may come into whatever that profit booking, because continuously markets were up, so people may look for profit booking, and I think it was a start here. So that's why I was in the earlier videos I was cautioning for buying. Okay, so with that, let's look into the gainers and losers of the day. Top gainers, so you can see here top gainer was Asian Paints, because it had announced the results yesterday, so due to which it closed at around 3.7 percentage on the higher side. Next was Hero Moto, which closed around 3 percentage. Similarly, Eicher Motors also closed around 3 percentage. And Gale, which was a loser yesterday, even in this falling market, it was able to post some green stuff here. So it was closed around 2.17 percentage. And again, one more auto as Scott's here, it closed at 1.7 percentage on the higher side. Coming to the losers, the first main loser was India Bulls, which was kind of running like anything in the last few days, and it stopped the movement there. So now it closed at around 13%, which is at 208. And the next one is ICICI Bank, which was a surprising thing here, which closed at 7 point, almost 5 percentage. And we'll be talking about this particular stock today. And IndusInd, so this stock also was running continuously on the upper side in the last few days. Um, so which closed at 7.4 percentage. And coming next is Bandhan Bank, which we talked about yesterday, and I in fact warned you about this stock being much bought in the last few days. So there was supposed to be a profit booking visible, and it came today. And hopefully, like all you guys have exited this in the gap up which happened today. And at last Glenmark, so it closed at 5.3 percentage. In my earlier, I mean it was day before yesterday video here, there also I clearly mentioned about this Glenmark, it is going to be on the negative side. And from the point where I mentioned it, or it is almost kind of 80 plus points down from the point I mentioned. When everyone were like looking to buy into this stock, I told that it was not a good move, which happened day before yesterday, which was 25%. It was not looking good for me, so I just told you to book the profit out of it. Okay. With that, let's start the ICICI Bank analysis, how the stock behaved, and we'll be looking into what exactly might happen here in the coming days. And now here we are in the daily chart of ICICI Bank, and we are having a data since like last year. We'll be just analyzing how exactly it behaved. And as usual, today for the ICICI Bank, the exponential moving average which works is 77, and we'll be just going through that. So, and for the new people here who have joined us today, so just wanted to mention that there is no particular indicator which works for every stock, but there will be an indicator which works good with a particular certain stock. So, like way ICICI Bank is working good with this 55 exponential, sorry, 77 exponential moving average, which we have applied here, and you can see here. So we'll be just scrolling the data from last few months. So you can see somewhere from the top, it came in the month of September 2019. So it from top it came here, and it got a support at that 77 EMA line, and it was continuously going higher on the upper side. And at one point of time, might be in February 2020, it kind of tried to break that, but it was a failure for the first time, and it was able to sustain for a few days in the next few days. But ultimately, it got failure, and from there you can see a very big fall. Okay, so after that, one more time, I think it was in mid April, it tried, or it just tried coming near to that, but it was a failure. It didn't. And you can see here there was one more rejection around this earlier this month, which is on June earlier, but it was again a failure there. But from there, you can see yesterday it tried, and even it had closed above the line. But you can see that was a kind of failure with the movement what it had today. So generally, whenever this kind of crossover happens, or the above or movement below movement happens on a particular stock, it should sustain there for some time. Okay, so we should always take that into consideration. So as you can see here, when I say it should sustain, even there was a breakout here, but it was not able to sustain. Immediately next day, it kind of traveled on the again opposite direction. Similarly, you can see here there was a here in this case it crossed that line, and here it was able to sustain below that line. If you see this area, and here we got the confirmation that it is not able to cross that line, and it might start its negative direction from here. So similarly, even though it crossed yesterday the line, it didn't give any indication of continuation, because ideally it should have closed above this line today, and closing below this line, it means that the market is not able to sustain that line, and it was a kind of failure. So now coming about the targets for this stock. So on the downside, I am seeing this heavy support area around this 285 to 290 area. So this will be my support zone for here. So as per me, it is going to be on the negative side, and it will be reaching around that 290 280 areas from here. And in case if it wants to go further on the upside, it should, as I mentioned earlier, it should cross this 77 EMA, and it should be closing well above that for at least 3 to 4 sessions, which gives me a confirmation of the further upside. And if it does, then the next target will be around this particular area, wherein actually the down move started, so which is around 525. But at least as of now, I don't have any hopes that the stock will go that much on the upside. So for me now, the target will be around this 280 290 area. So that will be the short-term target for the stock from here. Okay, so with that, let me conclude the session. So if you like, if the video is good for you, please do like, and if you got something out of it, please do share with your friends and family, so that I'll get some motivation to do further good videos. Thank you so much for your time. Meet you in the next video. Bye bye.